broke down, and all of a sudden it's like, was that it? And it held all y'all up, and everybody thought the parade was over. But we're like, there's more bands to come. No, it's not over. But I mean, you would not believe from that point on East Butler how many people left. Because everybody thought it was over.
Some let her in.
We're like, no, there's more bands. We're going to get our granddaughter. Because, you know, then we still got to watch the parade. I mean, at the end of it. I like how they put the garbage trucks to divert the traffic.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, surely they could have put something beside the garbage. I think they could come up with that. I like those little cold things they got down there. That was pretty good place. Somebody's making a lot of money that came up with that. Hey, look like a little thing that goes over the coast. Man, they bought a lot of cones.
That's what I'm here.
Man,
There was a lot of people.
there was a lot
That's
of
just a
people.
minor thing.
I know there's a lot of disappointed children because I don't think they got the memo they weren't going to be canceled.
Well.
But you know, there was a lot of stuff going on before the parade for children to have free candy and stuff.
And I hadn't thought of it that way. Maybe that you can have more of that.
Yeah. That's the whole parade experience, is the candy. They like to see the Grinch. I think I quit counting after 20-something Grinches. You know, there's more Grinches than there are Santa Clauses now. There's Grinch instead of Santa Claus.
It's just a one cupper,
But, you
man.
know, and I think, you know, Claremont is growing up. And so, yeah.
Oh, I gave y'all some.
Claremont, yeah. Y'all went into Claremont right there. No, I didn't see it. I saw y'all coming to the guy. Loretta said, I said, oh, it's going to like to the parade. Yeah, you got to know than that. And I said, they're going to go over here.
That's good.
Yeah, I thank you for
Like
her
I said,
honesty.
to be a part right there at the church.
So do you need another mirror?
No, this time it needs to be
Yeah,
good.
those in the, you know, like in Wayne Hall.
And the front
You
panel.
know, they just
Yeah.
want to put one in there, they won't totally do it no more. The sign up and all that, they had a bad experience at the lineup out there at Civic Center one year, and they just had one to do it. Or here, they used to put one in here, we put a car in. And he's still buying old cars. And new cars.
No, it's not.
He's 84 years old, and come on with a new Hyundai truck. Real sweet people.
There should be, I think that's gold.
I built all the barns to keep the barns in. And rebuilt his house when the tree fell on it, and crushed that.
She's in the parking lot.
Have you heard that? It looks like nothing's ever happened to it. It looks like Sherwood before it. And I know he rebuilt his house when he burned it down. Set it on fire, put him out back against the house. And went inside, probably forgot. We went back out there. Well, he went back out because the house burned down. Oh, I haven't heard from him today. I called him, I was worried about him. He usually gets his phone, but he gets his phone in a few days. I'll go down there. Definitely go over to him. If they don't answer the phone tomorrow, I'll call him.
When was the last time we saw them? Back in spring, Jeff? Back in the
Probably at
summer?
Claremont.
No, Gainesville, we saw them that, Gainesville.
Oh,
Their wild wings where they have the.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say, at United Community Bank.
Yes.
At the car show there.
We
Old Friends Car
talked
Club
to,
show.
we
Man,
talked
years
to
ago.
Little things that make you excited about college.
Well, did you recognize them? You should know.
Hey, we got 6 o'clock, Joe.
All right, folks, it's 6 o'clock. Whoever reminded me, appreciate that. It's 6 o'clock time. Sit down and get this thing started.
Let's go.
I'm glad everybody showed up tonight. We got a sort of mixed meetings tonight. Looks like we got a lot of things going on, but I do want to thank everybody for coming. Are we live? Okay. Y'all too.
We are live.
Okay, we're going to start off with the invocation and the pledge. And I don't see our chaplain here, so I'm going to lead the invocation, then we're going to have a pledge. Let's pray. Dear Lord, thank you for the blessing of the day. Give us strength, courage, and wisdom to make the proper decision for the city of Lula. Amen.
Amen.
Thank y'all.
Uh-oh, you get fined for being here late if you're on council.
You know what? Then you just split my kids.
Hey,
That's
I
gonna
like
be my
kids.
answer
I
on that
used to have about 30 of them at the house when my boys were little.
Oh, I thought that was donuts because you were late.
No.
That's what she should bring if she's late, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, we're gonna start citizen comments. Y'all gonna keep on talking about Juliet? Hey, Juliet. Are you gonna leave her alone and talk about something interesting? That wasn't nice either, was it? Okay, we're gonna have citizen comments first. So everybody knows rules.
I guess everybody's looking at me. All right. Well, let's get that timer going. I'm gonna go ahead and start without you. You know, there's a reason people move to Lula, Georgia like me, and another reason why people that born here live here, stay here. It's got a lot of nice things to offer here in Lula, Georgia. Unfortunately, the new city administration council is not one of them. Moscow, not Idaho, not Moscow, Tennessee, Moscow, Russia, you have more rights than that right there. What y'all are trying to do to small businesses in the city of Lula. You know, I want to say this. I don't like tractor trailers coming in my community, parking in front of my house, tearing up the road, tearing up the side of the road. I don't like big giant service trucks with welders and cranes and everything else parking in our neighborhood or any other one. I don't like it. No more than the other guy. You know, sometimes I think this might be designed to hurt me. I ain't worried about it. First of all, my business don't even own a vehicle. And if I put it in one of them's name, I don't have to park it in my house. I don't like bringing my flatbed truck home or flatbed trailer behind that. I get it. You know, I have to put up with a man parking a big 30-foot box truck in front of my house sometimes, all over the neighbor's property, tearing it up. I don't like it. But to try to tell a person you can't park a dually truck at their house, now I ain't talking about a service truck or a big commercial vehicle, because I guarantee you anybody in this room right now, if they are 16 years old and got a license, they can go down to Hardy Chevrolet or Green Ford and buy a 3500 truck or a 2500 truck. It's a personal passenger vehicle. In my case, I use it to pull my camper, which is a recreational vehicle. For 20 some odd years, I've purchased a business license, several of them. I got more than one business, and I purchased it here in Lula, Georgia. By choice. I don't have to purchase my business license here. I could do it over in Commerce. I could give them my money. But I give it to Lula because I like it, because this is where I live. You know, I'm a consultant. I don't have a service truck. Nobody's seen a service truck at my house. I don't have one. Don't need one. I've got a computer, pens, and some folders. But to tell a small business person, and you know, I look around, I thought about it tonight, how many of you up there has ever been brave enough, strong enough, said, hey, I'm going to go out into business on my own? How many of you? One. Don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like. And then the very city we live in, buy a business license from, is going to punish us. Y'all all ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Thank you, Robert. Anybody else?
I'll go. State my name and stuff again.
Yes, sir.
10 Van Tassel, 6443 Narramore Way. I really don't know where to begin. Let me begin by this right here. 7 generations ago, our grandparents came here to avoid shit like this. I would like to know who drew this up, and I mean names, and how this even got to my home. I need to know that. I know you weren't one of them, Mr. Smith. I voted for you, Chris. All I asked for is for our land in April to be returned to us. It was stolen. I'm 65 years old now, and I don't have time to play with y'all. I'll probably be dead in the next 10. All I wanted was a little building, and I finally got it. Yay. I spent $7,000 more just to do it. Now, I am so beside myself. All I can say is there's a lot of good young people, business people that don't need to be jumping through fiery hoops. This is a small community. We can't even get a grocery store, and small businesses are going to suffer again. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't know who wrote this up, but I want to know who did it. Please put it on our water bill so we can vote against these people. I'm over it. And I promise you, this little crowd here tonight, we'll pack this place. We will pack this place. I really want to know who thought of this. Going to Savannah? Did you not go to Savannah on vacation or whatever and all this? It's ridiculous. Anyways, I have a lot more to say, but I won't waste any more time because I'm getting too emotional. I lived here for 30 years. Mr. Smith and I've known one another for a great deal of that. And for this to happen is just beyond me. Beyond me. Or somebody's trying to make this happen. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Tim. Anybody else?
We don't live in a HO or whatever you want to call it city. Now, each one of y'all, has got to abide by these rules also. Y'all forcing the small businesses and out by putting demands on us. Yes, you got to have heavier trucks to go rent a tractor, go pull a tractor, or anything like that. Now, we had a big Facebook thing going on about this, and it was said back in '98 that you said. Now, I would like to see that in documents, 98s, to clarify. Did it say box trucks? Did it say 1 tons and all that? Exactly what it says. That's the least y'all can do. Small businesses, we have to struggle. We struggle at home for all the unnecessary bull that we get when we try to upgrade our properties. On your agenda, it says your barns and stuff like that to upgrade. Damn, if you try to get a permit, it's easy to go through instead of being harassed. Come on, straighten it up. Thank you.
Thank you, Phelps.
I'm Brian Daniels. I live at Narramore Court. 10 years ago, I started my small business here. I run a dually, a truck, and heavy equipment. The first thing I did is I come up here and asked Lula Council, the mayor and everything, what the rules were about dualies, trailers, and equipment. They were stated as long as it was not parked on the road or on the right-of-way, it could be kept at my home. So, y'all can tell me I can buy a 1-ton or a half-ton truck, but I can't own a dually. So are y'all gonna start paying my bills and paying for my vehicles and stuff? Or is it just we vote all y'all out? Because I can move my business license to Hall County tomorrow and say screw City of Louisville. But I've been here 10 years and this has never been brought up. So you're gonna enforce a 26-year-old rule that has never been enforced until now. I think y'all need to sit down and rethink this rule and vote how y'all would feel if y'all owned the shit that I own. That I have to pay taxes on every year. Over $1 million worth of equipment. That gets paid to Hall County and y'all or whoever else it goes to. But I can simply move my stuff, no problem, and just forget it. But y'all don't have that problem. So why enforce a 26-year rule that's never been enforced before?
Thank you, Brian.
Stephanie Miller. I'm at 6443 Nairmore Way. And I've got a very small business that I do out of my home. And, you know, you get that list of what you can and can't do. It's your business. My question is, because, you know, I've lived in the community a little bit now. How are you enforcing that? As long as I have my license with the state of Georgia, how you going to enforce a small business in Lula? I know of, I think, 3 that don't have no license. How do you expect to enforce that, all these rules, if folks don't say, hey, I got a business, and they just operate their business? I guess there's no answers, or is there a way, or is this just my voice and my opinion up here? That's my question. I'd like to know, how you going to enforce it? People do business out of their houses all day long. Me trying to be legal, I came up and got a business license. I didn't get too upset about anything because I'm just basically punching buttons on a computer. But, and I know on my road, there's folks that go up and down my road all the time. There's people that drive their vehicles home from work that sometimes you wonder, those should be sitting there. But I just don't know how you can enforce this, and the good people that are coming forth and giving you that money towards the business. I mean, the trucks things is what everybody's got to have a big truck to pull stuff, whether they rent it or what, even if they have it at a job, they have to drive something fairly large. Anyways.
Thanks, Stephanie. Anybody else? Well, there's been no opportunity in the meeting to voice more citizen comments. Appreciate your input. Everybody seen the agenda? Got any changes to the agenda?
I would.
Can we change it?
Yeah, let's see. Do we have anything? I'm guessing what we're hearing from the citizens is related to a business license renewal. This is just a standard notice that's being sent out to them.
It has not been included in the past. It is a copy of the existing ordinance.
Okay.
That's been in place since 1998.
Okay.
You want to have council discussion about that later in the meeting?
I think, I think it'd probably be fair for all of us to, have time. We wouldn't necessarily have to put it on tonight's agenda, but I would certainly want to make sure that we get it, get an opportunity to have it in committee to review this document so that all of us can see what's, causing the concern. I think that would be fair.
Okay,
So I don't need to adjust the agenda tonight, but, just given our discussion here, but I don't want to add it to tonight, but I definitely want to make sure that we're all aware we should have another discussion about that communication that was sent out.
So the
Thank you.
agenda-
No
agenda?
changes.
Everybody okay?
Do we need to add the fact that the Historical Society sent out their dates that they want to use the depot?
It's on the number 5.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not just worried about that. I am worried about the business license situation, but again, it was sent out so you were aware of what the current thing is. We just discussed we want to talk about it.
Who you speaking to me?
I'm glad you're all here and bringing it up. That's what we need to hear.
I mean, I said it, if you don't like it. Hey,
I'm
listen,
just
look,
addressing the rest of you.
It's freedom of speech, I can say whatever I want to. May I address?
Is the agenda okay?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
may I address the council?
Citizen comments ends, Keith.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. Yes, sir.
We've already closed off citizen comment for now. We'll give them at the end of the meeting, and you do it then. But right now, I need a
I
motion.
make a motion that we approve the agenda.
Motion made by Denise to approve the agenda. Got a second?
Second.
Second by Juliet. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda's approved. Okay. Is that, everybody seen the council meeting, the minutes from last month? We'll give them out. We'll give them out this evening. I knew it. Yard of the month, this month is a Christmas, and Frank has provided us with a goal. This is somebody's house for Christmas.
Wow.
Frank says goal, right? So, anyway, you get $100 credit on your utility bill if you get yard of the month, and council will pick these this week. Just motivation, that's all it is. Okay, all right, now then we're down to finance. I guess that's Frank's turn, right?
Yes. Just quickly on ARPA, sometime this week I'll be calling the Public Works Committee, to
Utility.
talk about the sidewalk project. They're trying to get it over to us this week so it can go out for bid. So we're working on a pre-con for the stormwater. That contract's been signed, and that should be going forward. So that's using a chunk of the money. So we still have about $400,000, and that will go into the sidewalk project. The rest of the monthly statements, I defer to Tangi.
We're in good shape. I'll have you know, I didn't know I needed to have numbers, I'll have you some numbers.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
But she's still working with Brenda. The reconciliations are done. They need to do some journal entries. And as soon as that's done, they will be off to the auditor.
Good deal.
Good. Yay. As the other one, okay, we've already seen the other one, okay. Okay, appreciate that, Frank, and Tangi. We got item number 5 on the agenda. The Historical Society wants to request the use of the depot for the meetings in 2025. We have a list in front of us, and we'll vote on that next week. But everybody's seen the list. Everybody got a copy, right? Okay, now we're down to the variance request.
It's just a handout tonight.
Yep.
Your public hearing is next Monday at 7. Basically, it's on Carter Alley and Chattahoochee Street, and you have the Planning Commission's recommendation for you to review, and during the week, if you have any questions about the property, I'll be glad to answer it for you. And that's all we have on that one.
I just did it for it, I'm sorry. Okay. And we also going to discuss the Planning Commission.
In your handouts, you have the section of the code, the existing code, 2315, that deals with the Planning Commission and how it's made up and consists of. And behind that page, you have the resolution that you adopted a couple of years ago in 2019 to actually establish it as a 3-member board. And the city attorney has the resolution prepared for next week to go to 5 as she had requested.
I think y'all are tell us what y'all are planning to do with the planning commission, because another thing with the size we're getting now, I think the planning commission people should be voted on, and it should be 5 people.
You can
Wait.
make that comment at the end, please.
Well, I've already made it, Denise. Well, because we're talking about not appointing people that you want to add, just vote on things your way. When you appoint them, they vote the way you want them to.
This is city.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm losing control, y'all.
If you would, hold your comments to the end, please, and then you can get up when it's time for citizen comments so that we can go through the agenda items one by one. It'll make the meeting go more smooth, and we can get through the items on here. Thank you.
Okay. All y'all
So
got,
what we're,
all y'all got.
did we get through 7?
Yeah, all y'all got the paperwork for that. We're going to,
For 7?
Yeah.
Yes.
we got all the recommendations. Anything y'all want to discuss about that right now? There's a, we haven't made any decisions yet, but we're considering several things, and several people's names have been brought up. And, so we got to vote on it next week to decide who to appoint and how to make up the commission. So we got all the paperwork in front of us to do that. The next thing is the request for price for the financial software. Everybody got a copy of that?
This is a proposal to bid out financial softwares. The current version that we've been using is over 20 years old that we've had here. It is a legacy program with Harris, CSI Harris. So while there's no sunset date, it is not getting updates. So this will give us the ability to look and see if there's another product. And hopefully you've had a chance to ask, but one of the things it does provide for in here is once we get submissions back, we can sit down with any number of the proposals and sit down with the companies and ask questions and have them do presentations for you and staff, and we can go from there.
Okay, same thing for audit services too.
Basically, for next week, what we would be asking is authority to send that out.
Okay. And also for the auditing services too.
The auditing services are going to be slightly different. That's going to be a request for qualifications because the services are all alike. It's considered professional services, and you get to select who you want to work with. And there are a number of companies in the area that would provide services. Once again, our current auditor's been with us for almost a quarter century. Typically, those contracts last less than 5 years. So it's time to at least bid it out and see what else is out there. They obviously can bid on it. And in the interview process that would follow, we can select. Timing-wise, this wouldn't impact us until after the end of the fiscal year, but getting ahead of the curve so we know who the next auditor would be.
Will we need action next week as well for RFQ?
I think as I told the committee,
Yep.
I think we were gonna probably try to hold off till the January meeting so I can give you more, sort of the same report I gave you here
Mm-hmm.
for the financial software. But I did want you to know we are working on that.
Okay.
Just as well as we're working on one for solid waste.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, everybody read the UDC Article 21, 1902. Got anything you want to change on it or add to it, or let Frank know about that this week too, right? You gonna read this to us?
I'm not gonna try to read it to you, no. There's 3 sections on tonight. One is from the last meeting. This building property maintenance. I just wanted to give you an update on it. That's 10A. And basically what Joey Homans and I did, we went back and looked at the current ordinances that you've adopted. We've basically incorporated them into this section of building and property maintenance regulations. So it reflects what the current ordinance is and no changes. The only changes you basically see in there is the page 1 where we define what the actual adopted codes are a little more in detail. And the other person that helped us was Wilbur. He found some typos and corrections, so those were incorporated. But as far as changes in this article, there are no changes from the existing code. All right. The next one is the sign ordinance, 10B and 10C. 10C is the current sign ordinance, and 10B is proposed revisions. And what what I went over with the planning commission is we went over definitional changes and the findings, and these are consistent with Hall County and Gainesville and other communities in the county, the purposes, and then we went into the general definitions. We had to add a lot more definitions, and that's starting on 19-1-4. And we also added pictures to try to illustrate what the definition was saying. So those are all in there. If there's one you've marked or had questions of, please let me know. Excuse me. So while it's similar, it is definitely different. If you go to building frontages, we actually clarified what building and what the frontage is and how you calculate that. We further defined handheld signs, inflatables. We went and looked at mansard frontages, marquee signs, marquees, monument signs, billboards, pennants. So this is in keeping with the other folks in the county. We went into roof signs and how they're measured. We went into sign face and how we would measure those. Suspended signs. So there's, as you can see, there's a lot more pictures than there have been. And that part of that is to try to make it easier to understand. 19-2 is exemptions and prohibitions. So the first section is exemptions. Basically, I think it follows what we have right now in the code. So there's nothing that would jump out at you from the existing code. 19-2-3 is prohibited signs and advertising. I think those are fairly similar to what they are now, but air-blown devices, animated signs, banners, derelict signs, discontinued sign, feathered banners, flying signs, handheld signs, inflatable signs, and it goes on through a bunch of sections, but it reflects what we have, and if there's one you want to talk, please stop me. 19-3, we talk about location and placement requirements, how they locate on the properties, how far setbacks, where on the right-of-ways, signs attached to light poles, they're not supposed to be there, signs attached to fencing and free, so those are all there. 19-4, we actually change over to eliminated signs. We're fairly quiet in the current code, other than say you can have a backlit sign or a front, but this gets into different types of illuminations that you're seeing now, especially the LEDs and marker signs, so it gets into how bright, and generalities like that. We also get into the discussion of changeable signs in 19-4-5. What I would point your attention to that come to mind right now is one is our sign at the depot, and two, the billboard on 365 at Mountain View Industrial. So those would be the two to compare. And in contrast, so we get into timing, how fast they can change, how often they change, what's the frequencies. And then, 19-5, we talk about basic permissions, basic sign sizes. And I would reference you to go back and forth between the existing signs. I think on the residential side, there's probably a little more wiggle than there's been around right now, at least in the proposal. Currently, you're at 16 square feet. This would contemplate going to 24 square feet for total signage. So take a look at that and discuss that. So we do sizes by zoning district, we do sizes by principal use, ground signs, by wall signs. We talk about project entrance signs on 19-5-6. And this would be more of your residential subdivisions, your commercial developments, and how they would illuminate their front sides. The 19-6 supplemental signage allowance requirements. talking about the maximums that you could have on a property. It talks about your A-frame signs, which we use to advertise our meetings. 19.6-3, banners temporary, where you could use them and how often. 19.6.4 gets into the billboards. And one of the things I would ask you to take a look at the current requirements in our Highway 365 overlay district, which is where you've defined maximum size. It does a maximum sign face of 240 square feet, which is a standard industry sign size. It tends to be one of the smaller ones, but it is a standard industry size. Bear with me just a minute.
Right on that,
Yes, sir.
on those billboards right there.
Yes, sir.
I noticed there seemed to be a discrepancy here. I'm not sure
Okay.
if I'm reading right or not. The sign must be located in the 365 overlay district within 300 feet of the state, U.S. or interstate numbered highway. That's A. Then down to, let's see, where, E, let's see, down to E, F-2, they're restricted to an area in each quadrant 1,000 feet long, beginning at 500 feet from the intersection. So you can't be within 300 feet and then still be outside of 500 feet.
This is basically a repeat of what you have in
I know,
Highway
yep.
365. So.
There seemed to be a discrepancy to me.
Not trying to change it.
Am I right? Am I reading it right?
Well, what this is saying, what A is saying is I have to be within 300
Within 300 feet of the road.
of the road.
Right.
The other ones are how far signs have to be apart from each other.
Now, one of them says 500 feet from the intersection, which is a road.
You're talking about F2?
F2, yeah.
F2, okay. So it'll be the
It
area in
seemed-
each
it seemed to be
quadrant,
discrepancy to me.
1,200 feet long, beginning 500 feet from the intersection.
It says outside of 300 feet.
Well, this is talking linear. I can add the word linear. It's talking about following the road.
From the intersection.
Yeah.
It's just talking about the,
From the,
we can clarify that. It's talking about running the road, not
Yeah.
how far deep into the property.
He's talking about this way from the like the intersection of the road, it has to be 500 feet from
well,
this.
it's said on diagonal,
So it had to be 300 back and 500 this way. Does that make sense? So like if you've got, here, like this.
but it's got to be over 500
So
feet
it has to
from
be,
the corner.
it has to be
500
500 feet this way and then 300 feet back.
Now,
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Frank?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll clarify that for you.
Yeah. This is talking about this way, going parallel with the road. It has to be 500 feet from this intersection. Where that road intersects, it has to be 500 feet
Yeah.
this way.
How about this way over here? It's got to be 500 feet from this road too, and this road. It's got 500 feet both roads, because both roads.
No, it
are-
has to be 300 back off of this. Like this is 365, and we'll say this is Belton.
Are you talking about on the diagonal?
So it
So
would
it's-
have to be 500 feet from Belton, but it'd have to be 300 feet back from 365. Is that what you're saying? Am I understanding? So it'd be 500 feet this way,
So
300 that way.
Hypotenuse is, here, hypotenuse is 500 feet.
It can't extend into the property more than 300 feet.
Oh, more than, so it has to be
Less than 300
less than
feet.
300 feet
But you got to be more than 500 feet from the intersection.
from the intersection.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's a linear.
This
One is
is the
talking
5.
One's hypotenuse, one's base.
Yes,
Pythagorean theorem.
yes. There you go. Talk the
I'll,
big words.
I'll
But
clarify
yes,
that.
you're right.
Like I said, it's like a description to me. I'm
We'll-
sorry, go ahead.
We'll clarify that. Real quick, one of the things I wanted you to look at is 19.3-2. We're taking a step back a minute. That deals with location and placement requirements along the right-of-way. What it says currently under subparagraph C, banners attached to light or utility poles in the city or right-of-way if authorized by the governing body of the city. Currently, you say they're not authorized at all. So that's something you may want to think about how you want that to look like. If you go to restrictions on 19.4-5, restrictions on changeable copy signs. Subparagraph D, manner of display. What it says is messages shall not consist of video, and messages shall not flash, blink, vary in light intensity, or travel, scroll, or behave in any other way which constitutes or implies motion or movement, except as specifically provided in this section during transition times. So I want you to be aware that that's called out. Think about it, go look at that sign, that billboard at 365, and how it changes to get an idea of what that's saying. Now, one of the things that we talk about, subparagraph F down there, and this is where we need to discuss whether there needs to be a difference between billboards and monument signs like we have at the depot, because F says changeable copy electronic signs shall not exceed 20 square feet in area. Well, ours don't. The billboard obviously does, so I want you to be aware. So we need to look, do you want to make a change? Do you want to limit to 20? Or where do you want to go with that? And we continue on in changeable copy sign. 19.6-6, subparagraph D. Currently, it says changeable copy shall not be incorporated into an existing billboard. Well, we only have one billboard. That's the one in Mountain View. And it is a changeable copy sign. So whether that applies or not, or it can be taken out, or do you want future billboards to be able to have changeable copy or not? So that's one of the things I'm going to ask you to give us feedback on.
So this is talking about essentially no digital billboards. Is that what I'm gathering?
If we're talking about billboards, the way this is currently laid out, it would say no digital
No
billboards.
digital, but
Okay.
basically we're going,
And that's why it's highlighted.
That's where we're headed.
That's why it's highlighted. I
Okay.
want you guys to tell me what you want.
Okay.
And like I said, you at least have one to look at in town to decide whether, if that's okay with you. If that's okay, then this section can be taken out and we move on. If you want some restrictions, then we need to keep this or put revisions in.
Did we define changeable copy?
We did
In the
up front.
definitions?
We did. Should be.
I see it.
You got it?
And we did delineate between changeable copy and electronic changeable copy.
That's what we're trying to make sure we got it, yes.
Okay.
All right. 1918-7, that's computations of sign area. So you got different pictures as you go through that whole section of how we would measure a sign. It's the same as what the county and the city of Gainesville do. We're asking in 19.7-4 that if we got a project with multiple users, specifically commercial, that they give us a sign plan for the entire project area, not just one unit, so that it's consistent throughout. We talk about non-conforming signs and how to deal with them. I think that's fairly current with the existing. And I'll be glad to answer questions on signs. But I did want to bring up those highlighted sections with you.
That's 19.
All right.
And then this last section, this is what it is current, is that what you
Yes,
said?
that's identified as,
Okay.
I believe, C, A, B. It's the second B in yours.
Notice it's
Yes,
about 15.
that's the existing sign. I wanted you to have both of
Okay.
them, so you can
It's 9 years old.
compare. You ready?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, now, the next section has to do with interpretations and definitions. Obviously, I've added a bunch to address situations that are occurring, that are missing. The biggest aspect there is we have put in some pictures, not a lot, but if you start on section 2.2, that's the actual definitions. We define what abutting properties are and how they look at. So that's clarification. We talk about automobile sales lots and automotive repair garages, and trying to define those a little better. And under buffers, we define 4 types of buffers. 3 of those are structural buffers, which are natural vegetation, and the 4th one is a stream buffer, which we'll address later when we get to stormwater, or is covered under stormwater, but just wanted that in there for a definition. We define buildings and buildable areas, and what a primary, accessory, and a principal building are. So we get that. We also talk about building frontages. Now, what I will tell you, I'm probably going to take building frontage out and give you a better drawing. The city, not the city, the county just adopted their UDC, and their drawing is much better than what I've provided, so I'm going to steal theirs. I think it's clearer.
A question
Yes,
about
sir.
building frontage.
Yes, sir.
Does that include overhangs or not? Is it footprint or overhang?
No, it's going to be the wall. It's not the overhang. And that is one of the ones we're going to come back to. We'll come back to it sooner rather than later because you have a variance request that will be coming to you in February. That's asking for 7.5 feet side setback, but it's talking about the wall, so we need to talk about the eaves and overhangs. So that is going on. We define building height a little better and how to measure it. And as you guys hopefully have drawn through these, please stop me, but we define impervious surfaces and how you measure those. And what is impervious versus pervious. On lots, just like the building frontage, I'll put in another picture that's a little better than the ones we have in here for lot and lot lines. But if you look at lot lines, it defines where your front, side, and rears are on various lots, whether they're through lots, whether they're interior lots, whether they're odd-shaped lots, and where do you measure to. So that's clarified in that. The rest are just defining issues, building types, minimum setbacks. We sort of define what that is. We try to define solid waste handling facilities, solid waste thermal treatment technology. And the reason we do that is when we come back to this in February, we'll be looking at permitted and non-permitted uses and conditional uses for each of the districts. So you want to be aware of what we currently do not permit, and there's a whole lot more lists, so if we want to refer back to this from time to time. And then the final section I wanted you to look at was yard front, yard rear, and yard side, and how the code defines that. I don't think it changes from where we're at. I think it just tries to clarify it. And unless you have questions about a specific definition,
So the yard is actually outside the overhang, but because it'll be,
Yeah.
it'll be covered by overhang, so that, yeah, you already got to go. The ground to sky part is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, and that's a standard definition, so. All right. So if you don't have any questions on definitions, let me make a couple comments. What's gonna happen over the next couple of months. Please, as you read these, go back, give us comments and feedback, whether it's me, whether it's the members of the planning commission, so we can clean that up. As you know, you guys will be acting on planning commission next week, so the plan is for their January meeting is that we'll be doing training with them on zoning procedures act and what zoning is and what the big picture. So our plan would be to start back in February with them going through specific reviews. And like I said, the next section for February for everybody is looking at the zoning districts and definitions, and then going through the charts again. There'll be pictures and definitions in there also as far as what the uses are, whether they're permitted, whether they're conditional, or whether they're not permitted.
Right, we're gonna change these dates in this planning commission hearing, since we're not gonna be doing it in January. I'm leaving it at
Yeah, we'll
the
slide.
proposed meeting schedule.
Yeah, we'll slide.
Change that to everything down 1 month.
Yeah, we'll slide it 1 month. The second part of that, and we'll open the discussions on what you just voted on as far as the setbacks. It's copied over from what you did, but it's another opportunity to review what you've done. So, and then the final comment is, like always, this document's available for anybody to come look at anytime.
Thank you, Frank.
All right.
Okay, department comments, Frank. Deborah, this is yours.
What?
Department comments. What you got to tell us about water sewer?
Oh, well, I got my class 1.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
Yay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Just have to submit it. That will probably take a month. But, and Frank already knows, and have you asked them yet about, well, probably not.
You can ask.
Hopefully you have. Do I have a meter approval for a
You have a
blanket
meter
tracker?
approval. We'll talk about it in the morning.
Right, thank you.
All righty. Okay, it's time for citizens' comments again. Keith, your turn.
I guess I'm just a little bit concerned as a small business owner.
That's Keith Jones. Tomb
My
Street.
name is Keith Jones, yes. I'm a little bit concerned as a small business owner, as you well can understand, Mr. Smith. 16 years of it. Worked with a fine gentleman, started that business. You're very aware of what I do. And I just need to know how it's going to affect me in this town with some clear directions. If it's going to affect me, then I'm just going to take my business to Hall County. I just need to know. But I will tell you guys this much. I'm going to choose my words carefully. I heard there were some comments made about, well, we'll just get impeached. That makes me trust all of y'all really well as to how much y'all have our backs. And then you want me to cover your backs? How does that work? Do y'all represent us? Do you want to do your jobs? Because we would like to have you as our councilman, but if you want to leave, leave. But I'm going to just go ahead and say something here. I have a little small shop rented, and I wasn't going to, but I feel the Lord in this. And I walk with him. If you don't believe me, go down the hill and ask these folks on Sunday morning. Mr. Smith, you know this. Very well, you know this, sir. And I mean what I say. And I do what I say. And I take responsibility for my actions. And if I don't like something, then it may be time to walk away. But I'm going to tell you something, folks. I do run a roster. You know this, Mr. Smith. And I have a little shop rented over here. You know what I do? Or what? That's not good language. You know what I take the responsibility to do for that? I even have my pest control guy come by and sit and take care of my shop. And then I come into this place at 8 o'clock on Monday morning with rats running all up and down the wall, jumping out from under my truck, Tangy, and you know this. We can't even get an exterminator in here. I do the exterminating on my business, and y'all gonna tell me how to run my business when you can't run yours? Then we have somebody pouring rats on them in the trash can, listening to them squeal. Is that extermination, Mr. Assistant Manager?
Keith?
You can fire me if you want
said
to.
a word to me. That's the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, of course. Y'all have all tucked away in here worried about yourselves. And then try to tell me how to run my business when I have to sit here at 8 o'clock on a Tuesday or Wednesday morning with rats this big, Tangy, you saw them, jumping out from under my truck, eating the wires in my truck. The gas end don't work. There's a list of equipment repairs around here that's 5 pages long. I get in the dump truck, the starter doesn't work on it, or the switch hasn't worked.
Have you said anything, Keith?
Hart knows it. It hasn't
Have
worked.
you said anything to me outside?
I'm saying it now in front of the whole world.
You owe it to me at the meeting.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm telling you now, in public.
I'll
I don't
see you in the morning.
hide,
I'll
sir.
see you in the morning. It has nothing to do with
It has everything to do.
No, sir.
I'm not hiding. You folks see me hiding? Anybody see
Okay,
me
Keith.
hiding?
That's enough. Thank you.
And I just need to know what's going to happen with my business, because I'll be glad to move it to Hall County, and I'll be glad to find other employment. But I'm going to get it fixed. And I mean what I say, Mr. Smith. And you know that very well, because you know a little bit where I've come from. And I mean it.
Okay, kid. You know, we've already decided we're going to be talking about this again among ourselves.
Well, it's hard to follow that, but I like it.
But,
You know, get this thing started. You know, first of all, on this planning commission, I'll say again, 5 people, it should be 5 people, and it should be chosen by the people of Lula. If you got a governing body that is going to vote on what citizens of this town can do and not do with their property, that people should be accountable to the citizens of Lula for one thing. I don't even see them ever here in this meeting. You'd think they'd have our interest in mind. They never show up in here. Never show up in here. Another thing, as far as back to this other, school buses. You know, I particularly don't care for school buses parked beside my house. I wouldn't care if it's parked in my driveway. They're carrying the future generation of America, and y'all are even trying to put out the people who carries our children, for God's sakes. And like the man says right here, y'all worried about what we're driving to our house as a business owner that we got brave enough to go out there, the backbone of America, and own a small business. You know, you're targeting probably 5% or less of the people in Lula that drive a vehicle like that. As I said before, I don't like seeing a road tractor parked in front of my house. But you know what? He don't have a business license, so you can't do nothing to him. Y'all are targeting the very hard-working people who build cities. 95% of the people who drive these huge trucks, they work for a company that they don't have a business license. So they're getting to come in here and park anyway. It's just a few percentage that y'all are hurting. Just a few. And targeted it intentionally. Ain't gonna hurt me. Not a bit. Not a bit. But there's one up there of y'all that I know has been a small businessman and knows what it's like. But I like what the other gentleman said here. Y'all talking about us parking, and I've said this before in a development authority meeting. Look at the mess behind this city hall building. At the eyesore on Main Street. Not on a back road, not in a subdivision. Y'all got a mess back there. Trash piled up in the back of it. Tractors, trucks, everything. Most cities would have enough, you got other property. Put it off the road. Don't put it on Main Street. Put it somewhere else and keep it clean. Put a fence around it. But y'all are right here on the main road through Lula doing the very thing you don't want a small businessman to do. Park a work vehicle at their home. But you got a mess right here on Main Street. That's an eyesore. And now we find out it's got rats running everywhere.
Everywhere.
That's ridiculous. And then to try to stop the very people that's carrying our children, the future of America. It's already hard. You realize how hard it is for, and you should know this, Ms. Shockley, how hard it is for them to get bus drivers? It's hard. They beg for people, pay them $20 an hour to drive a school bus, and still can't get nobody. And you know why? A lot of them can't park their damn school bus at their house. And they ain't got nowhere else to park it. Or they have to come here and have people. Somebody come to me in Commerce, want to rent space to park their school bus. I said there'll be no charge.
Thank you, Robert. For clarification, the planning commission has no votes. They're recommending body only. They recommend to the city council.
No.
So that,
Again, well, they don't have our best interest in mind. So we need to elect a
but
public planning and zoning that does.
our ordinance says that the planning commission is appointed by city council. It does not say it's elected by the public.
Well,
So there's another,
a lot of them have their own personal agenda at hand, not our agenda. Their personal agenda.
okay, Felton.
Okay, Fulton Wade. Most thing that we need to work on as the city is change the charter the way y'all do. Now, it's already been brung up. We need to change the charter. We need to step in laws on y'all too also, and accountability. And also the permit process, I have a big problem with it. When you come downtown, you pull a permit, it's supposed to be an easy thing. You get a permit, turn it in, you call the inspection when you get ready. You don't need the city manager out there on private property to come when he wants to or whatever, and then not call in and inspect him. Now, there's a process that we need to handle on that, and that needs to be addressed with y'all, if y'all don't mind, to how y'all handle that, because it's an easy process. You know, y'all fuss, I'm over here building this thing without a permit. Oh, I try to do it legal way, and then I get bounded. Then I had to get a engineer. I mean, that's ridiculous. After I paid for a service that I did not receive from the city, I got a half of one. Now, come on. Now, please, work on that. You know, that's aggravating. Why cost the citizens, when you want to upgrade something, build something, it costs us double? Now, please, work on that. You know, y'all fuss, you know, we got bandit houses. Y'all ain't acted on. Y'all got 100 days to act on. You ain't done nothing. I mean, you've putting in barns and stuff. What about these barns over here downtown, right here, where everyone sees? You know, structure. Why ain't they been had with the engineers and all to look at the unsafe of that? You know, but y'all, you just collect money up here, sit up here, force laws on us. Now, come on. We all got to live here. We all got to live here. Come on, make it easier. All of us get along, you know, like we used to. You know. Thank y'all.
Thanks, Felton.
Blake Edwards, 6444 Narmore Way. There's a way for all of us to be able to get along, because there's laws that protect me from y'all, and there's laws that protect y'all from me. There's a loophole to every one of these things, right? But there's everybody sitting right here, half of us are from Narramore Way, and those half have got equity in the property that they own, right? I can rent my house out. My daughter's fixing to be done with Lula Elementary. That's why we came here, because we got the best elementary school in the county. I can rent my house out to somebody who ain't gonna take care of it. Somebody who ain't gonna make the city look nice. I got 2 trucks, and they're both on that list. Y'all talked about not letting me park them in my driveway. Don't matter. That's what y'all want. That's what y'all get. You might not see the repercussions from it immediately, but if every person sitting here that takes care of their property and does the right thing and tries to come up here and get a permit, tries to get a business license, if we turn around and rent our house out to somebody that don't care about the city of Lula, then where y'all left? Y'all left with a mess. It might not happen in a year or 2 years or 3 years or 4 years, but if you drive all the good citizens out of here, and I don't even know what that thing implements. I had to look into it more. I was kind of blindsided by this tonight. You know, this ain't Fulton County. There's a bunch of rednecks and hillbillies that live up here, and we drive big trucks. That's what we drive. So, you know, I just want what's best for everybody. Everybody that lives up here in the city limits may not have options. I got options. I know Grizzle's got options. I know Timbo's got options. I know Felton's got options. Because with the current state of the economy, we can rent our house out and get $2,200 to $2,500 a month, because I own 15 rental properties too. I know what it'll bring. And I can pay the mortgage on something over in Banks County or up in Habersham County, you know, where they ain't gonna mess with me and give me a hard time. It's a little railroad town. And, you know, we gotta understand, like, I don't mess with y'all and y'all don't mess with me. But at some point, that'll have to change. And like I said, there's laws that protect me from y'all. He knows that. Thank you.
Thank you, Blake. Anybody else?
Yeah, can I ask one question on the, grandfather law? Okay, on the signs and all. That's a beautiful sign on the expressway. Okay, he wants, the manager, you know, in the planning commission, I said here, he wants to downsize and then, you know, the blinking and all that. Y'all do what y'all wanna do. Make the sign bigger, because that's ridiculous. You know, you go through there, you can't see nothing. Make it beautiful. You know, and then also he says, Mr. Wayne in the planning commission stated that, well, what about that one? He said, well, that one is already grandfathered in. That caught my attention. Now, Mr. Dennis always said no grandfather laws through the city. But turn around, he says, Mr. Frank, the city manager says that's grandfathered in. Now, if you're gonna change this and don't do something about that one, the grandfather law is the city can use it. The citizens should use that grandfather law. That's a point that I would like to bring up. Y'all think about that.
Stephanie Miller, I just got another question. These people that are working our zoning, the new zoning, right? All the changes that are coming. Are we, the people of Lula, able to know who they are? Because they don't hear the people of Lula. You folks might have picked them. You may have an agenda. But we, the people of Lula, at least several that are sitting here right now tonight, we may or may not want those changes. And those people that are doing your list of what they're going to change, are they from Lula? Are they from another town?
No, they have to be citizens.
Okay. And do they have background in this planning committee? Management, cities, building. I mean, do they have that background? I don't know. I've asked for them probably 3 months ago if I could have the names, and I was told no, I couldn't. And then I think somebody said, well, they'd get me a list. And I don't think I ever got the list of those commissioners, because I went to one of the meetings that y'all have over here, and I wish more people in the city of Lula would attend these. You can't talk at them, but you can listen, and you gotta listen real hard. But in those meetings, they're discussing stuff way before it ever gets here. And when it gets here, they're using, this gentleman's using UDC or ADC or ABC, not telling exactly what it's all about. And back when I was wondering about the variances, because I lost a bunch of my property, I can't even see it now because of how I had to build my building, which I got my building. I can get all my mess off my front lawn. I can get all my mess off my back lawn. But it's right at my back door. So I can't even see the back end of my property now because of the way you guys did the variances. And when I was in here asking about variances, wanting to know when it was changed. Well, we don't know. 2016, show me your paperwork. You changed them. Nobody could show me that. I went down to Hall County to find out what my variances were. And you guys were saying, and I never did. Did we ever get any of that information?
Just from Hall County, but it's wrong. It's different from the city.
I know, but we asked the city. It's all done and said now. But with these variances that you're getting ready to pull out, I'm sure it's taking more things away from the owners in Lula. the landowners, the homeowners, the people that make this community what it is. And until you try to do something and then you find out, oh, Lula's in their own league because they're incorporated. They're bigger than
Okay.
Hall County. They've chose to take bigger chunks than even Hall County did. Lula did. Why?
Anybody else?
This is not a comment, I just want to ask a question to the council. I don't think either one of y'all will answer me right now, or ever, but what is your driving motivation? When you was getting elected, your driving motivation, we're for the people, we're for the people. But now you're for yourselves. What is your driving motivation that you want to hurt the citizens of Lula? Would you answer that for anybody? What is your driving motivation up there on the council that makes you want to just look for stuff in books from 16 years ago that will hurt the people? 26 years ago, that will hurt people. Oh, it was on the books. Well, there's a reason they didn't enact on it back then. Why should we hurt our citizens, our neighbors, our friends? Why hurt the citizens? We don't have to be Cornelia. We don't have to be Atlanta. I don't care what they're doing in Nevada. We don't have to do it here. And why do y'all tell us one thing, typical politicians, but keep in mind of one thing, November the 5th, the people of America spoke against stuff like this right here, and they spoke loud and clear. And it'll come here too. Any answers? Of why?
I'll answer you on when I give my council comment.
Exactly. Town halls, when you go back and forth, this is not set up that way. Yes, I'll answer you in my comments.
Since Mordecai's not here, is he still in the hospital or is he home? He's on. All right, now we're going to do council comments, and we'll start with, who wants to go first? Juliet, you've been the quietest.
We were asked what our driving motivation is. We've been accused of being against the citizens. We've been accused of doing everything we can to harm you. That's not true. What we're doing is going through that book to see what is actually on the books. What are our rules? Our goal is to go through it all and fix it for the citizens, to answer your questions and do what you asked us to do. Our goal here is not to piss you off in any way, shape, fashion, or form. We're informing you. That letter was sent to you to inform you of what the current rule is. Do we have code enforcement right now going out? No, hold on. Do we have code enforcement out there right now harassing you about having a truck? No, we do not. We have not harassed you about any of those things yet. We simply informed you of what was happening. If you didn't trust us to fix it, you wouldn't have put us in the position you did. Some of us haven't been here a year or just now hitting our year mark. Do you know it's taken a year? I've been asking for a year. What are the real rules? Finally got them. Guess what? Going through them. Trying to figure out what to do to fix this for you. That's my motivation. To fix this for you. If you don't like it and you think it's too slow, you try doing it. You try sitting here reading all of it and understanding every bit of it.
There's no reason for anger.
Oh,
Yes, there is. There is reason for anger because I'm tired of getting the phone calls where I'm being screamed and yelled at when I didn't do anything wrong. I'm trying to fix a problem here for you. It's just like with my kids. I don't get mad at them. I'm mad right now because I've been yelled at enough. I'm here to try to fix the problem. That's my motivation. I understand the business license, the way it's currently written, is a problem. Guess what? In my prior life, before council, before being in Lula, my job was business licensing. I used to apply and process business licenses for all over the U.S. and Canada. Guess what? The rules and regulations we have are nothing compared to some of the ones I've seen. In fact, these are pushovers. Do I like a lot of them? Absolutely not. Do I want to change them? Yes. But that is our goal. We have to go to committee first. We have to have certain meetings. It's not something we can just fix right now. But our goal is to fix it. If you have problems within your department here in Lula, we need to know about it. Council needs to be aware that there's rats. Council needs to be aware that there's problems. I have not been told a single time that there were rats. I have not been told a single time that you were having that many issues with the vehicles. Not once. If I had been, believe me, I would have done something. I would have said something. But if I'm not told, I can't fix it. How do you expect us to fix it if it never comes to any of us?
May I respond?
No?
Nope. Unfortunately, this is our time to talk.
I understand.
We've sat back, we've listened.
I will respond later.
So what we need to do is first thing tomorrow, we need to have a conversation with Frank or whoever to get
I'm looking forward to it.
pest control taken care of. If there's this long list, please provide it to city council so we can start knocking it off.
I will do that. Thank you for your.
I do think it's great that y'all are showing up, but I wish you had given us a chance before y'all started attacking us, and that's what it feels like, a personal attack on us, when it's a rule that was written 26 years ago, when most of us were not, in fact, all of us, none of us were in office. We want to fix it. Give us a chance before you rip us a new one. I'm done.
You done?
I'm done. It's your turn.
I'm here for the people. I'm not in favor of all of this. I don't understand it all, and I understand what the people's complaining about. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you.
And I'm not the best public speaker, but I'll do my best. So what we're trying to do is, she's already stated, we're trying to go through this and fix it. I tried a couple years ago to get people paying attention to all the rules that's on the books. They have been hard to find. You can't, you ask for when you get one piece of paper, then you get another one. We're trying to get all this organized so we can get it online. So all of us can go on there and see what's going on. I understand y'all's outrage, and I apologize to you. I shouldn't have talked when you were.
I'm not, that's no problem with
And
me.
anyway, I apologize anyway. So what? And I was losing train of thought. I'm sorry. So what we're trying to do is go through this and fix it. And I understand why y'all are upset. But what staff was trying to do is make y'all aware of what is on there.
We got
So-
20 days to get our business
So
license.
you've been getting these licenses and not knowing. So instead, so yeah, we could have kept you. They could have kept you in the dark. They're just letting you know what the rules are. And as you said, I talked to Frank last week. If we got rules on the books that we can't enforce or not willing to enforce, they don't need to be on the books. I don't agree with it either. There's a lot I don't agree with, and we're like Juliet said to us, we're trying. And yes, if we come across as mad, sometimes because it does, it feels like we're being attacked, and we do feel it's unjust because, like she said, we haven't been here, but we're all citizens. We're all subject to these same rules. So that is why we're trying to do. So yes, when you talk about the UDCs, as she showed you, it's a huge document. But there's a process we have to go through to make it legal, and that's what we're trying to do. And yes, I am here trying to help the people. That's what got me motivated when I started seeing all the rules a couple years ago. And then you start digging into other cities, it's everywhere. We all gotta be awake and aware because it's everywhere.
They don't have to be here.
And that's what we're trying to fix.
We got 20 days to get our business license.
We are
And
going
y'all are
through it,
taking- y'all are
and
just
as I
showing us
said,
this.
these meetings are set, there's a town hall where we go back and forth. We're not supposed to go back and forth the way these things are set up. Y'all supposed to have y'all's time, we're supposed to have our time. Glad y'all here, glad y'all paying attention. Please help us go through this stuff. As Frank said, copies are available. You know, look at it. There's a lot. Anyway, thank y'all for coming. And I said I apologize again, but you're right. I mean, and that wasn't you're referring to me when I said that about impeach. It was a comment on Facebook about somebody saying, "Well, I'll just impeach all of them." We're doing our best, but you're right. Y'all do have the right to elect somebody else but that's the way this thing's set up.
I
and
get
that's
that,
all I'm
but
saying.
that could have been worded differently. That could have been, these are pre-existing and we're trying to fix this. Instead of stating it as, this is what's gonna happen right now.
And that's a pretty
And then
good
you're telling
statement.
us you're trying to fix it, but if you're trying to fix it, why did we get this, well, we have to sign it in 20 days to get our business license?
Like I said, this is not supposed to be set up as back and forth, I don't know how y'all change the rules, I don't know, but like I said, work with us and keep, you know.
Well, you only had 3
What do
minutes.
we do in 20 days?
Well, I mean, maybe we need to have a town hall meeting then.
I think.
I mean, quickly.
I think you're right. And then when we have, it's been talked about for 6 months or longer, yeah, we have.
But why do we put it off?
And get this mailed out within 30 days of getting our business license.
I'm done.
Okay.
My turn. First off, I lost his name.
Which one?
Blake,
Yes, ma'am.
I appreciate the way you approached us when you came up and didn't attack, because I felt personally attacked on most all the comments that come up here on something that we did not put in place. We have to buy a business license too. I have to sign the same form. I'm a small business owner. I don't agree with all the rules that's in there. Something we're working on, just like they said. But to yell at us for something that we're informing you that's on the books is, it's demeaning, for one. I try not to approach y'all in yelling. I appreciate it if we're approached in the same manner. We can have adult conversations without raising the voices in an attacking mode. But yeah, I run because of things that were trying to be passed and I didn't understand and didn't think was right. And that was my motivation to run for office, because I wanted to be in here and see what's going on. As the years have went by and the months have went by, there's been more and more stuff that's pulled out. Joe can attest to that. There's things that we didn't even know. And it comes out and I was like, wow. And so you learn and you learn and you learn more and more. I didn't realize some of the regulations that was on that business license. And I'm for changing some of it. However, I did use that to prompt me to dig a little deeper in what regulations for business license were for Hall County, for Banks County. Also to see what theirs was and how ours compared. Hall County's is a little bit more. Banks County's is a lot more. Banks County's went on for days for all the little regulations and everything. Pull them up and look, do some research. That mean I agree with it? No, but I'm just telling you that if you think it's gonna be simpler to go outside of the city of Lula, you're probably mistaken. Because Lula's is fairly simple when you pull, if you wanna pull out of and go to Hall County, ours is still simpler. If you wanna pull out and go to Banks County, ours is a whole lot simpler. So we're not as extreme as you think we are, although I think some of that is overboard. I don't agree with the dualies. Y'all kept bringing that up. I was a school bus driver, and I guess that includes the school bus I parked at home. I don't know. But I agree that it needs to be fixed. And I appreciate y'all coming out. I appreciate your opinions. I just hope that in the future that you can present your opinions. I know you get emotional, but if you could maybe present without attacking, because we're just doing the best we can up here, and you're attacking us for stuff that's happened 26 years ago. And golly, I hadn't even been in Lula 5 years at that point and was very young. Would be nice to go back 26 years. But anyway, but I appreciate y'all's opinions, and come back, go to the planning commission meetings, and that way you know what's going on. Like the lady said, you can't speak during those, but at least you know what they're discussing. And they're just an advisement, a panel, and they give us what they would advise and what they would recommend. We don't necessarily have to go with their recommendations. And I guess that's all I have. Tom?
Okay. All right. I'm going to try not to keep this, I'm going to try to keep it short.
I am really glad that you're all here. This is exactly what we need. I agree with a lot of the things that have been said regarding us needing your input. The comment about the business license restrictions that got sent out. I was not aware of these restrictions either, and this is clearly an issue, and I'm glad it got brought to light. And I will let you know that, I would say I want every council member to be able to see this list of restrictions and have an opportunity to review them, make our own, recommendations, find out what's really, because we've gotten quite a bit of input here tonight. Like I said, I haven't seen exactly what you're referring to. So I want to make sure that we have an opportunity to get those things corrected. And I'll say, like others, I'm here for you guys. That's what we're trying to do. It is a lot to clean up, and I've said it before. I try not to disparage, council members from, decades ago, because a lot of this stuff is, just remnants of things that were, created decades ago. And I know that they served in their time, and they did their job. And now it's our time to do our job for you. And it takes, there's a lot of stuff out there. There is so much, there's so much that we have to clean up. If we were to try to do it in a shorter period of time, it probably need 4 times the staff we have. So we're trying to do the regular city operations with the staff we have, and then bring these things up one bit at a time, all while juggling everything else. And I'll tell you right now, we've been hashing out water billing issues that you didn't hear tonight. We did talk about financial software, and that's related component to the water billing issues that we're trying to solve for you guys. We want it to be a more fair system for everyone out there. Believe me, I'd go and say this. I would propose that we do a moratorium on any action related to anything on these business license restrictions for 60 days. I'd make a call for that tonight. But I think we'd have to put it on to next week's agenda. But that'd be a moratorium for 60 days on anything that's related to the restrictions that were sent out with this business license renewal.
That would be appreciated.
Yep. When it comes to a town hall, I agree. I think we should have a town hall, and I'm going to go ahead and make a recommendation to council that we try to set one up at least for January. I don't know what notification we need. Try to market that to get more involvement. I think people need a little bit of time, but I certainly think we need a town hall. I think that would be great, where we can sit and take note of all the issues, and that way we can, and I hate to say this, we'd have to rank them, because we can't tackle them all at the same time, because we just don't have the staff to do it. When it comes to the reports that we heard tonight of things that aren't done, I'm going to say, for the city hall, or, I think it was mentioned, part of our public works yard, it's got a lot of repairs that are just not completed. There's a list a mile long. We've got pest control issues. These are things that I know we're trying to do. We have Deborah here from our wastewater treatment plant, and so she's representing a department. I think we need more representation from our departments, and I think we'll, after this meeting, I'm going to make a call that we have greater reporting from our department heads on, and so we can ask these kinds of questions. You bring it here, we're going to put the pressure on to make sure that we're getting everything done properly and in a timely manner. And if it's a funding issue that we have, we'll have to figure out how to solve that. We can solve these problems, but I'm just glad that you guys are able to bring that to our attention. And so it sounds like we may need to reevaluate our reporting process internally, just from what was brought up tonight. How easy is it to raise that concern and then have it logged and addressed in a timely manner? So those are things that we're now aware of. Thank you, all of you, for coming tonight and doing that for us. We need your help. We're all in this together. I speak for myself. I know others here. We're all trying to work for you, and I can certainly sense the frustration that others have had. I've had those same frustrations myself. It feels like you get attacked, but that's part of the job. That's what it is. It's the job. So we're here to do that. We knew that coming in, and we'll take care of it. So, yeah, just give us a little bit of time. And I know you say, well, how much time do you need? You say that all the time, right? That's what I'll be saying. But I'm just saying that we have to have an opportunity. I know you guys don't necessarily see all of the heavy lifting that's being done. We're tackling large projects, with this ordinance, all of these rules and regulations, just digging it up from decades and decades ago, and we've got to clean it up. And it really does bring up contentious discussions on which way to go on certain things. And I'm certainly going to tell you, I do not want to become more restrictive, more less restrictive. That's me personally for you guys, because that's what has been told to me, and that's why I'm here. And I'm glad that you're here to support us when we do try to take that stance. Because if we do, have differences of opinions, we want to be on that less restrictive side. And we need you here to back us up, okay? That's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
I guess it's my turn. Good luck, Joe. Following all that. But a couple of things I want to say. First of all, I'm not sure this business license restriction applies to school buses, because a school bus is not a small business. It's not a home occupancy business. So if school bus is parked in the driveway, I don't know for sure if it's even enforceable. Second of all, we don't have enforcement to do it right now anyway. So you've had this ordinance for 26 years, haven't been enforced yet. Why are you worried about them today?
Because we got it mailed out to the.
Well, it was information that you didn't know about it. You know about it now, but don't be scared of it. It's not enforced. I'm not going to say it won't be, but it's not now. So go and get your business license.
Is the code enforcer going to?
We don't have one.
Have you read?
We don't have one.
When we get one.
Mr. Mayor, have you read this?
No.
They want us to sign an affidavit. So that's a legal document. An affidavit, is it not, sir, that this is a legal document, and then we would knowingly be in violation. If we got this.
Have you signed it? Did you sign it last year? Did you sign?
No. We've never had it before.
You never seen the affidavit before?
Never had to.
It's not the same
Never signed this affidavit.
It's not the same application you had before.
It is the same application, the affidavit was not part of their application.
No, we've never had anything like this.
This
Mr.
is
Mayor.
new this year, that's why we're pissed about it.
And we didn't even get a 30-day notice, by the way.
That's enough to be pissed about.
Exactly.
It's more than
This is less than 30 days notice, and if y'all say y'all are working on it, then why are y'all wanting us to sign a legal affidavit
I'm not
document?
signing it.
Why do we have to sign this document before y'all work on it and fix it?
And Mr. Mayor,
We shouldn't have to sign this. And by the way,
Oh, whoa. This got out of hand. It's my turn to speak.
yes, it is, sir. Go ahead.
Y'all have spoken tonight, just loud and clear. I've heard every word you said. Even, like somebody said, because I'm used to that. I get it all the time. But, what I was thinking, what I was trying to say is, we're working on this thing. We've already made a commitment to look at this week. Now, that doesn't solve your problem about business licenses. That's some decisions that y'all got them before. I don't know what the procedure is. I don't have a business here in town. I never have one in town. I don't know how to go about getting a business license. If you paid me, I wouldn't know how to do it. But I figured it out. Anyway, you got upset about something that's more information than it was threats. It wasn't really a threat. I don't think it wasn't intended as a threat. I know that. It was intended to get your business license renewed and so you keep doing business. Other than that, I don't know how it to be taken. Like I said, I didn't get one, so I don't know. All right. Something else I was going to say. I'm not opposed to a town hall idea. We're going to see if we can get that set up. I'm not sure what it takes. I had talked to Joey or Will about doing that. I don't know that. I think there's probably notes I got to have. I'm not sure how much time I get involved in it. You want to go ahead? I thought so too. But we're going to work on that. Now, I appreciate y'all coming tonight. I really do. And we heard every word you said. And we will take it under advisement. That's a fancy word for we'll work on it. Right? So, and, do we have executive session tonight, Wilbur? So we're gonna have an executive session tonight to discuss real estate, but, I don't know if we're gonna make a decision, but y'all are welcome to hang around. And we're making it enough so we get back out of executive session. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session now.
I'll make a motion that we go to executive session.
I second.
Motion made by Juliet, second by Denise, go into executive session. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We're in executive session.
Mr. Mayor,
About 5 minutes.
can I say something? One important thing about Dakota's.
After the meeting's over.
I wanna know how they're gonna
handrail. We need one, okay, to cope.
You've been talking about it for 6
Right.
months.
They said, you know, they're ready for that.
They'll give you
No,
two
no, no,
different
no,
ones.
this is what she told me.
This is what
This is what she told me. I said, so I don't have to get a permit to resurface my deck, but if I'm gonna put new handrails on it, you're gonna charge me for resurfacing and for the handrail. And she said, yes, sir. And I said, does the marshal work on the weekend? And she said, no, sir, I appreciate it.
I told them, I've been begging, I've been on there about
Everybody back in? Wow. It's still cold and rainy out there? Okay. Okay, we're back from executive session. We've taken no action. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Denise, second by Juliet, to adjourn. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. We're adjourned.